Unscripted, unshackled, uncouth.
What you're about to hear is for more mature audiences only.
It's Miguel and Holly, Uncensored.
Hello and welcome to Miguel and Holly Uncensored. This is our off-air podcast that we do 3 times a week on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Listen to our other podcasts like Miguel and Holly Full Show, Queen City Confessions, Blown Off. Do it on the iHeartRadio app. And while you're there, slide hits 96.1 into your number one preset slot. Holly, you have the Sunday sessions this week.
I do. I wish that I had been able to start it earlier this week. I feel like this week I was tired the whole week, like for various reasons. And I haven't done any part of it yet.
Oh.
So it's going to be a long day in the studio for me. I'm going to do it today after this podcast. But
do you know what you're going to talk about this week?
I do at least have the outline. So I want to, when I first started it, I was like, there's like 5 different umbrellas of topics that I want to spend like the first part on. And then we'll do like a voice memo, which I have some ideas for that, by the way, what to call it. And then also like a witchy thing. And so the main part is going to be about bipolar disorder Sunday. So my fiance has bipolar disorder, and that was going to be one of the tenets, but I haven't talked too much about it. I talked about it a little bit during the second episode that I did in regards to a fan member had sent me a voice memo asking about how I take self-care while he's going through his stuff. So that's the only time I've really talked about it. But I wanted to talk about my own situation that we have going on in my house right now. So that's going to be the first part. And then I had some really great memos. I think we were going to be like, Holly helps a bitch.
Yes.
But I don't think we're going to do that because that's not nice.
I
But
love it. Holly helps a bitch.
Holly helps a bitch.
I love it.
I'm looking. I have written this down in one of my notes, but who even knows where they are? Oh, that's a good one to keep. But so it's gonna be maybe like, some alliterative thing possibly, but there was some really nice 2 voice memos and several messages from people that responded to my Mother's Day podcast, which was fantastic. And so I want to talk about that a little bit, play the memos, talk a little more about my mom, a little bit more about motherhood, and then we'll end with something witchy. So that's how it's going to go.
I love it.
Can I say, it would be helpful, Miguel and Holly fan members, what would really help us with our solo episodes? I'm speaking for myself, but if you guys agree, chime in. Let us know what you guys want us to talk about on our solo episodes. That'd be really helpful to know, what do you care about what we talk about?
Right.
Because I could go on the podcast and talk about Drag Race all I want, right? But like, do Miguel and Holly fan members really care about that? Not really, probably not the audience, right? So it would be helpful to know what they want us to talk about on a solo episode.
For sure. And that's really, for me, that's what a lot of the voice memos that I'm requesting, that's what that's about, is because I like to help a bitch, but also I want to know what you like. Like the first episode that I did prior to Mother's Day, but after that really rambly original one, I really didn't get too much feedback at all. And I was like, okay, nobody wants to hear about this shit. So, or do you, when you just didn't have anything to say? I don't know. And so then I got the bipolar question, and that's kind of where I went the second half. But I got a lot of people that must have resonated with the mother podcast. So I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Message received. So yeah, whatever and if you've got something on your mind, let me know.
Yeah, nobody said anything about my roast episode that I posted, except one, Emma, which shout out to Emma, an A1, but nobody else cared about the roast that I did.
Well,
I did find the audio.
I would also like to keep in mind and to give a little pressure off of ourselves, and then also pressure off of you listening, is that a lot of times when I'm listening to podcasts, like I'm driving or I'm like doing something. And so like there are so many books that their podcasts I listen to, they recommend. And I'm like, ooh, let me write that down. But I'm driving and then I forget. And then until I see it somewhere else again. And so probably a lot of people also are like, ooh, I want to, give my opinion or whatever, but they're doing something and they forget.
Forget. Absolutely. And like, listen, it's not your job to provide us with content.
Right. Okay? Right. It's helpful, but
It's helpful.
But yeah, so if
Mhm.
you do want to help out Kelvin or Miguel or anything, yeah, let us know for sure.
Yeah. So what I'll do is I will put a post up on the Miguel and Holly Platypus Posse / Miguel and Holly fam Facebook page.
Yeah.
And so it's there. So you're not like, oh my God, I'm listening to this right now on a Saturday sitting by the pool and I ain't got time to, or I'm not in a headspace to think of something, but I know I can go back to the Facebook page and add something.
Yeah.
That's the bad thing. Sometimes I have to be careful when I start going through my Instagram DMs to reply to people, because if I am like 3 Trulies in and I'm like, let me see what they said, and it's like some big long thing that takes care in a response, I'm like,
Right.
oh, damn it,
Yes.
I'm gonna forget. So I have in the past been like, hey, I'm drinking, but let me try to remember back to you. And I'm like, because I read it and I'm like, I want to reply. Can't right now, but I want to. So yeah.
I know I'm so bad about that. That's why, like, because I've been trying to get better about responding to messages and whatnot. But like you said, if I know I have like 5 minutes, I'm like, that's not enough time.
It's
Like, I
not
need
enough
time to like
time.
sit down. And if someone, like you said, is sending a thoughtful message, I want to send an equally thoughtful message back and not just be like, haha, that's right, girl.
Yeah. And it just sometimes
Right.
it takes a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Okay, so Holly's podcast will be out on Sunday around noon. Miguel and Holly Uncensored, the Sunday sessions. This is like really not a discussion, just something I wanted to share that there's not a space on the show to talk about. I just finished a book. Yesterday on my walk, and have you ever like a TV show or a book where you're like, this is a slog, but I know it's going to be worth it at the end.
Yeah.
But right now, my God.
Yeah.
I think the problem, not the problem. Well, yes, the problem that we now as a society in 2025, our attention spans are so fucking short. And it's like, I'm now starting to realize that my attention span is getting short and it's making me scared about what the future looks like. So one of my favorite authors, his name is Grady Hendrix. And one of my favorite books, the Final Support Girl Group, where basically talks about the different final girls from like Scream, Freddy Krueger, Jason. Well, in this series, this universe, they're all fictional, or they're all real characters, and then they made movies based off of their real stories. And so they're the final girls that have survived these things. And so they have a support group, and then some things happen, blah, blah, blah. Well, he writes really great. They read like movie books, which is why I've been gravitating towards Grady Hendrix. And he has another one called The Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires. And he's from Charleston, South Carolina. So there's a lot of like North Carolina, South Carolina references. And so for me, I love his style of writing. Well, he had a new book that came out a few months ago called Witchcraft for Wayward Girls.
Oh, yeah, I think you said that.
And I was super excited about it. And one of the things I've noticed with this book, because it's been a minute since I've read one of his, is he gives a lot of details about stuff. And there were times I'd be listening to the audiobook and I'm like, if you sit here and you describe what this girl's inner monologue is, and I feel like it's not moving the story forward, I'm going to scratch my eyes out.
Oh.
But before, I would have loved it because I'm like, we're getting a peek into the innermost thoughts, and this is great, and this is brilliant. But since we've been like on TikTok and Instagram, and if something doesn't catch my attention on TikTok in 2 seconds, and I'm like, next one.
It's a wrap.
And so I'm like, this is really bad.
Yeah.
Even it's just an audiobook. Like, this is where we are.
At
Like,
least you're still doing books.
I'm trying, like,
Some people don't read.
Well, actually, a lot of people don't read
no, it's true.
or know how to read at more than a 6th grade level.
But it's hard. It's in like, so I buy the physical book and then I like read along or I listen as I'm reading along, and it kind of helps me stay on track.
That's helpful. Actually, one of my daughter's teachers recommended that the kids do that so that it helps them.
Yeah, it's good because you still get to like build the world in your head and you're like understanding and comprehending what's happening and not just half listening sometimes. But this book, Witchcraft for Wayward Girls, y'all aren't going to read it. But if you are, spoiler alert.
Okay.
I mean, are you going to?
No.
Yeah. No.
No, I have
No.
now 5 books stacked up next to my bed. I hadn't opened nary one of them.
I
Yeah.
have multiple half-read books.
Wait, so do you just get like to the middle point, or you get to a point where it's kind of like a slog and you're like, I'm done?
When you start, like when it starts getting too intricate, or I missed maybe something and I'm like, wait, and then I have to go back, but I'm not sure exactly where I need to go back. That's it.
Yeah.
That's a wrap. That was me with I think it's called They Both Die at the End. I made it halfway and I was really enjoying it, but
I want to read the books that I have. They're like not just empowerment, but like one of them is like loving someone with bipolar, which I'm like, need that. One of them is the Menopause Manifesto, which I'm like, would like to start reading that. 'Cause pretty sure I'm in perimenopause. One of them is like, my friend Erin lent me Heather Cox Richardson's Democracy. I think it's called Democracy Rising or something like that. And I'm like, current times, that'd be good.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's like another one. And then there's Off the Grid project book where, in case America goes to shit, I can make like a sink out of my backyard boxes or something.
I
Yeah,
actually
love
bought
that.
one of those workbooks on TikTok one night.
that's where I got it. With
Yeah.
TikTok.
When I
the
was
guy
high.
that sold it was
Mhm.
really good.
Like he was outside, like with some plastic tubes doing something. And I was like, probably on a gummy. And I was like, listen, it's only $7
Yeah,
and it's worth having, because if something goes to shit, at least I know how to plant tomatoes.
that's what I'm talking about.
Mhm.
It's still in the wrapper, by the way. But
So
it
is mine, but it's in a
next
safe.
to the bed.
I have it in the safe.
a safe.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's safe.
We have a safe with like all of our legal documents and stuff. And so I was like, well, if the world goes to shit, girl, at least I can poop poop.
Yeah, me too. We have some items like for that type of thing with our hurricane preparedness in our hurricane preparedness room, just in case.
See, Kelvin, what are you prepared for?
Dinner tonight. I don't like what do you
Like if the end of the world happened, like if the apocalypse happened, would you want to just us to shoot you and you be done? Or would you want to try to like fight?
I will go as far as I can. Like I'll never give up ever.
Right.
But I will go as far as I can. Like if it's on day 7 and I'm starving, it's a wrap. Like let's go. But
Oh.
you know what I mean?
We gave it the good college
I
try.
did. Yeah, I couldn't hunt. I couldn't do nothing at this point. It's day 7.
Mm.
I don't know how long the body can go without food, but like on my last day, like that's it. I
We
can't do
have
much.
some of those tubs that has like 40 meals in it.
You do. You got those
Yeah.
from Costco, right?
Yeah. Oh no, I got it from Amazon. Just shipped them in.
I can't.
We have one per person.
I'm not prepared at all.
Y'all, really quick. I know we're talking about something else, but we were going through our garage to clean it out for another reason, and I found a huge box that had not ever been opened in the way back. And I'm like, what the hell is this? It was addressed to my mother, not even from this house, from when we used to live in Pinellas Park. And I'm like, what is this? So I open it. It is another one of those huge boxes of food,
Oh.
but for way more than I have. And they don't go bad till like 2080 or something. And I'm like, what? She was hiding this? And I found in another unopened box, like cans and cans and cans of sterno. Do you know what I'm talking about?
What's
when
sterno?
I say sterno is like when, all right, think if you're at like a big buffet at a wedding, it's buffet style, and they've got the big silver trays.
Oh, yeah.
And they're propped up over the heat sources.
Mm-hmm.
The heat sources are sterno.
Ah, I've
That's
never
what they're
heard
called.
that before.
So, and it's dozens and dozens and dozens of these little sterno canisters with a makeshift grill that you can set outside and cook shit on. And I was like, Margaret was well, we all knew, but Margaret was prepping for the end of the world a decade ago. So I have that as well. Just FYI. Anyway.
Well, where would she even get that from? Like, did she know how to use Amazon? Like, how is your mom
she
not
did
able
not have an Amazon.
able to use the internet or anything? But she's like, I ordered this somehow.
Well, she ordered it before she'd fully lost her mind, I think, before the first surgery, but she was clearly starting to lose it. And that was when she started to get concerned, but not tell me about the 3 days of darkness. Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That was also around the time when I found a bag of like peanut butter and M&Ms and stuff in a closet. And I was like, what is this? And she was like, oh, that's for, when the zombie apocalypse happens, which I thought was hilarious. And we laughed about it. I made a Facebook post about it. Looking back, I'm like, oh, that wasn't funny.
She was in it.
That's
She
not.
had lost her mind. That was
Yeah.
before the first surgery. So I don't know where she probably from, where old people get stuff. They get magazines sent to the house.
Oh, that's right. That's
yeah,
right.
like I'm sure your grandmother had some type of
Mhm.
old lady type magazines that
Oh,
they
yes.
send you. And so I'm sure
I think
she
it
had,
was called Old Lady Times.
if not, it should have been. Yeah, so she probably had a magazine that she did like a mail-in order for that big old box of food. So anyway, we added it to the stash.
Listen, you got a stash. Well, I asked ChatGPT, what's the best way to prepare for the end of the world?
Oh boy.
It says 1, get mentally ready. Stay informed and not overwhelmed. Meditate or journal. Accept the unknown.
Mm.
Survival starts with mindset. Flexibility over fear.
See, I'm ready.
Get your mind right.
Calvin, you better get your mind right.
Girl, just end it.
Uh,
Just fucking end it.
I mean, there are times like watching like The Last of Us.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, would I make it that far? Because like you have to, like all of your nice, friendly, affable, people-pleasing ways have to go out the door.
Out the window immediately.
Because if there's one common theme I've always learned or I've taken away from watching all of these apocalyptic shows,
Mm-hmm.
it's never the monsters that are the true monster. It's the other humans that are still
It's
with
the
you.
people.
So if you see like a kid walk out into the road while you're driving and you're like, oh, let's stop for the kid. Bye.
Don't you stop.
Because they're using that kid as bait because
Bait.
there's going to be people right behind that kid to come take all your supplies. So you don't
Kill
stop.
you. Make you a sex slave.
Mm-hmm.
Don't stop for the kids. You know what? I think I would
Fuck
do
them
pretty
kids.
well. Fuck them kids. Unless it's mine. I'll watch out for mine. But like it's the thing is you I just feel like if we were actually in this situation, I would try to get a hold of Miguel because I know that we have some,
Mhm.
Some
Wait,
plans in place.
plans.
Uh-huh.
plans in place. But also, if I was like left alone, I could last for a pretty long time.
Mm.
It's the other people that are gonna start scouring the neighborhood house to house, and I'm like, what are we gonna do about that?
Mm.
It's
That's-
your fiance not getting his medicine anymore.
Oh.
Oh,
Yes.
see.
Oh.
Oh, no. When he,
Yeah.
we'll have him until he's out.
Oh no.
Well, see, no, this is where. Okay, so if the
No, but then
apocalypse,
he'll lose his shit and then he'll murder people. Probably.
he'll be the protector, girl.
Yes. 'Cause
It becomes a superpower. Okay.
It's me. Remember,
I'm
we're
not
the
that
same team.
not that I'm calling him a murderer. No, please.
No,
No.
no.
But I'm just making fun. But
For
no,
all shits and giggles.
I don't know. 3 months in line without calming meds.
yeah.
And
But
that
you-
goes for a lot of people.
I'll
That goes
go-
for
Yeah.
many households.
Maybe the first thing I'll do is go raid the CVS.
Yes, I was gonna say you have to rate it, but oh my god, Holly, I would probably have to kill myself.
Why?
I would probably have to be eaten up by one of the monsters. My acid reflux pills, I've been taking that for so long. It is
Miguel, you can't.
Maybe
It's
eat
acid
fruits.
reflux. How about you get you some Tums?
Why don't you get some fruits maybe once the world is ending?
Miguel,
Why
all
do you
you have to
fruit?
get is antacid.
Getting
You could raid Miss
salads.
Bobby's locker over here right now and be okay for a
Yes.
week. You'll be okay. You'll be fine. You'll
Yeah,
be fine.
you'll be
I
fine.
guess I think that would be the first thing is that you have to raid the pharmacy first.
Because what about my Wellbutrin? I don't need to spiral into
Mm.
depression while we're also trying to survive.
Girl,
okay?
we're all gonna die because we're all fucking medicated and we all gotta keep raiding pharmacies and shit.
Yes,
Like,
girl. Oh.
okay,
we gotta
so wait,
okay.
different plan.
Yeah.
Maybe so you like get all your supplies together and then you go raid up like where do they keep the pill? Like
Pharmacy?
not a pharmacy, but like where they make the pills,
Oh.
where the actual pills are. I want to say pill mill, but
No,
that's
you talking about like some big like what do they call it?
a
Like
manufacturing plant.
Johnson and Johnson's manufacturing plant.
Yeah, like
Where even is that?
I don't even know. I'm afraid to Google it because I don't want that on my record.
You looked up Tom Hardy's MySpace photos. That's on your record.
Yeah.
No, I didn't. I put Tom Hardy into Google and then I hit images and then one of his images came up and I clicked on that.
Okay.
Bitch has a loophole ready for HR. I can't.
Always. Listen, I think it's doable. I would first raid the CVS and we would
Okay.
try to get stocked up on pills as much as we could for all issues, plus penicillin, any kind of like, because somebody's going to get hurt and then they're going to die from, a cut.
Dysentery.
So I'm going to the CVS before anybody else knows anything. That's my first stop. And the Walgreens. I'm going to both. And I'm just hoarding them in my house.
I feel like you won't be the only one with that idea, though. Like, you're going to have to fight people.
I mean, yeah, you'll have to fight people, but the majority of people will just run. They won't think about what provisions they need. Yeah.
They're going to run.
Your priority will be stocking up instead of running.
I'm not running. Where am I running to? That's the problem.
What if there's a safe zone?
Where?
Because that's what's going to happen. There's going to be some sort of area where they're going to be like, all right, this is safe. We've been able to, blah, blah, blah. We can only accept X amount of people. You're going to prioritize the possibility of being in a safe zone instead of you just figuring out what happens.
Something always happens at the safe zone.
Yeah.
Because that's what the movies say. Something always goes down. Like, you think that's going to be a great idea, but then one of like three things happen. You get there and they're full and there starts to be a fight and then everybody dies trying to get in because you're suffocated, you get a boot to the neck or something. Or then you get in and then you realize it's like a sham and they're like, we're actually just counting you. And if you don't have type O blood, we're actually going to kill you. Sorry. Something like that's going to happen.
Right.
Or it gets overrun
Less
anyway
infections.
because the safe zone isn't as safe as they thought it was or something like that's going to happen.
Right.
So I don't trust the safe zone.
I would probably
Stressed.
Well, it depends on where it is. Because like I have a few friends that have cabins in Asheville or in like Blowing Rock or something like that. I would be like, hey, I have some provisions. I know you're not prepared for this, but can we meet up and just hang out at your space? And then depending upon are we having radio communication still where we can pick up what's happening? Because then
how are we going to communicate?
I have a battery powered radio.
Oh, good.
Or a weather radio.
But what about to walkie-talkie
to go? Well, yeah, we have to pick some up from Walgreens or something.
Yo, you ain't
Walmart
gonna get nothing if this is going down.
Mm-mm.
You will be
Well, see,
fighting people.
Okay, but here's the thing: you always have to be watching because that's the thing that always fucking happens in these movies or TV shows. Is like there's a pterodactyl over people's heads, and they're like, hey. "Girl, if I see something that looks off, I'm going straight to Walmart, and I'm like." Let's go ahead and get it before they shut off, before the power goes out and our credit cards don't work. Let's just stock up everything we can.
Yeah. I have to try to fit it into my Mazda CX-50.
Do you remember that woman that went viral that everybody started to... Well, first of all, she was trying to stab people with a knife while she was in a wheelchair.
No.
And people were basically trying to loot the target. And then all of a sudden somebody got that fire extinguisher and just blew it all over her.
Oh, no.
What? No, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Please look it up.
When did this happen?
I think this was during 2020 where people were looting a bunch of places and this woman was trying to stop them, but she was on a wheelchair and she was stabbing, trying to stab people. And it became the meme.
No.
It's kind of funny.
Oh, wait, was this that? After George Floyd, when
Yes.
things got, and then they were Minneapolis was just
lost its mind a little bit.
That's literally what I'm thinking it's going to look like.
Probably. I mean, you saw what happened after, something like that, or you have a hurricane or something, things just devolve very quickly.
Very quickly.
Yes.
It was actually horrifying on the way, out of town when we were trying to leave for Irma.
Mm-hmm.
And we had to go to a gas station to fill up. But at the gas station, people are one bad news information whatever from turning into the worst version of themselves. Maya was I think 4 at the time. I picked her up and I ran in covering her just so she could go to the bathroom, and it was, oh God, I'm we need to get out of here. And then we had just finally got gas and somebody was like, they're out. And I was like, go, we can't stay here. So I know what it looks like.
That.
Yes.
I know what it looks like.
That's why
scary.
I get so emotional when hurricanes are hitting like where you are, Holly, where that are still in the Tampa Bay area or in South Florida. Because after going through Irma and experiencing what it was like fleeing, and it was like, this is what it feels like in an apocalyptic movie. And these people are not wrong about how society breaks down so
Yes.
quickly.
Yes.
We lose one aspect, like our cell service goes down, our power grid goes down, our water grid goes down, some grid goes down, people will lose their shit.
Mhm.
My biggest fear is if some shit goes down and I'm not with Maya, like what do I do?
Right.
Like where is she? How do I get to her? Like what? That's my I'm gonna have to figure that out first and foremost.
Well, that's
and
how I
then
feel
make
about
plans.
Abe, because like Abe can build a house. Like if we're out somewhere, like, well, that's why I have that book, because I really can't do anything. Like I really can't. But
Like
I
you're
have-
gonna be seasoning like
Yeah.
food.
But you know
Like, that'll
what?
be your best assets.
I'm a thinker though, so I can be like the leader. So like I can help make decisions and plans because that's what I'm good at.
Yeah.
But when it comes to actually like sweat equity and like doing something, I have zero skills. But I'm a good organizer and gatherer of people. So I feel like that's where I would have to like, lend my skills set, because I feel like Abe and I together would be able to survive. If he's in Buffalo or if he's in Florida when this happens, I'm fucked.
Yeah.
I'd have to just hunker down until he got here.
Right.
Could you make it to Florida? Because I will take you
Oh,
in.
girl, I don't know. By myself.
I mean,
No.
what if Oscar's on a work trip
Oh, what if he's in like Washington State?
where
And he's-
everything is happening?
Yeah.
Or it's already been blown up.
Like, what would you do if Oscar was in like Washington State or up somewhere? Because doesn't he go out west or up north?
Well, now he's changed his group, so now he's in charge of like northern states now, Midwest
Mm.
states now.
Okay.
So what's the furthest out he could be?
Oh God, maybe North Dakota.
Oh,
Yeah, they changed up his thing now. It's
girl, you
not,
fucked.
I know.
Yeah, like you
know.
won't see him again.
No, so it'll be you and me.
Yeah, girl.
Y'all come on
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Interesting.
Florida scares me if that happens. Like,
I know, but we're by the water, so that's got to count for something.
That's how
true.
I felt about during the pandemic. Which, don't get me wrong, it's not the same thing, but
Right.
I was like, at least we're in Florida. At least I could go to the beach.
Yeah, well, Florida.
I mean, I feel like if I could, like, if society totally broke down, I would try to steal like a fire truck or like something that was like
Big.
sturdy and big and that could just like plow through things, because people are going to abandon their cars and you're going to have to go around stuff.
Yeah.
So I would want to find some, like if I became a millionaire and had like a multi-millionaire,
Yeah.
I would have some big truck that was like with
Like
knives
an armored
and stuff.
car.
Yeah, an armored car with like weapons on the front and the back, and then like a little scooper to like scoop and move trucks and stuff for
And
cars
the-
out of the way.
Oh my
The tires aren't
God.
tires; they're
Right.
wheels.
Yes.
Without air in them, they have that honeycomb pattern, so
Yes.
they never go flat.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. You know, someone really rich has that.
Oh,
Yes.
absolutely.
Remember when we had
Ah!
Mario in?
Oh,
Yes.
Oh, I don't remember that. Oh, I do remember that, but I don't.
No, he was all about this post-apocalyptic. Like, he even told us he was
Yes.
building something
Mhm.
underground.
I remember that.
And that's not the only one. Like, you don't think these billionaires all have some bunker?
Yeah, they got
It's-
something.
Truly, like that movie, Don't Look Up.
Yes. Oh, 100%.
That's what it's like. And except much like that movie, some of these billionaires are really smart in a financial way, but not really in like a life skills way.
Right.
So it's like they have it, but like they're not that smart in other ways.
Mhm.
But then like once they lose all the help, like they're just there in their bunker by themselves.
Right. Oh gosh, I don't even know. I'm nervous.
Real quick, just to wrap up our apocalyptic podcast today.
Yeah.
This happens about once every 6 months, I want to
It
say.
does. I feel like something happens where I'm just like, and how did it even get
This one's-
here?
This one's my fault. I think it's my fault.
Like, I was talking about witches in this book, and then somehow we ended up on how to save our lives.
Yes, because I was saying we were talking about the books, and I have the book about the
Oh, right.
the off the grid survival.
Girl, all you got to do is say survival, and then my mind loses every train of thought that I had planned for the show. But anyway, let me just round out this list real quick before we get going about what ChatGPT says to do to prepare for the apocalypse.
Oh, good, yes.
Stock the essentials. Water, 1 gallon per person per day. Stock at least a 2-week supply. Food, non-perishables like canned goods, rice, beans, peanut butter. Medications and first aid kit. Tools, manual can opener, flashlight, batteries. Never thought about a can opener. Smart. Need to have that.
I have a battery powered can opener.
Ooh.
So because
But you're gonna
hurricanes,
need the batteries.
I have a ton of batteries because I also have a hand can opener, but it's hard.
But you keep that one for like when we get to that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like
What's your batteries?
Yeah, that's the second result. Prep your space, bug-in plan, reinforce home security, know how to filter water, have blackout curtains, bug-out plan, backpack with essentials, map with multiple escape routes, cache, backups of backup, think extra keys, copies of IDs, hard drives with documents. Find your people.
God, I don't have any of that shit you just said.
Community equals survival. Whether it's your neighbor, your cousin, or your podcast crew, relationships matter. Make a plan with your people. Who meets where? Who brings what? Who's the medic?
Oh, no.
Do we have any medical
Do we have a
friends?
medic on board?
Who's a medic? Listening right now, watching. Tell me. And then to round it out, learn survival skills, fire starting, purifying water, basic first aid kit. And then don't forget the comforts. And I've never thought about this before. Toilet paper. How are we going to be shitting in the woods?
You find a non-poisonous leaf.
Well,
I mean,
wow.
how long do you think a roll or two of toilet paper is going to last
Right.
you?
And we can't use water.
No. And not only that, like, where are you going to put all those rolls of toilet paper?
Oh yeah, we're gonna be using baking soda to clean our. Probably gonna have to use reusable towels too at one point if you don't want to use the leaves.
I'm so used to my bidet, girl. Ooh.
Oh God, don't say that. That you are dead.
Girl,
You are dead
got a
and done for if you are
big
worried about a
storm
damn
coming.
bidet.
Girl, a big storm in this.
Into this what?
Okay.
All right.
Well, I didn't think about all that stuff you had to bring to go with you. That's
So
why-
tampons, coffee, chocolate, life's little joys still matter. Pack a deck of cards or a book. End times don't mean end of fun.
I'll bring my
That
Switch.
is a great. Listen, wait, say it again. End times. What?
End times don't mean end of fun.
Okay, that's gonna be the title of the podcast.
All of this stressed me out, honestly. None of this sounded fun.
Oh my God. And then at the end of this list, ChatGPT says, do you want me to help you make a custom end of world kit list?
You better say yeah,
said-
just to keep it in your back pocket.
Yes.
Where is it pulling this information from?
Somewhere online.
The internet at large.
And then Lizette said, I'm a medic. I got you.
Thank you, Lizette.
And then Rachel said, I'm dead because my pharmacy isn't going to let me stock up on my meds.
Let you, Rachel.
Hi, Rachel.
You don't ask permission. You walk up in there and you go, give me all these meds.
Right now with my gun.
I don't have a gun, you guys.
You went into full mom mode right now.
Don't make me drink alone. Don't make me drink
Damn it, you
alone.
guys. I don't really want to watch that movie, but you're about to make me.
You gotta have to.
Yes, you
It's
have
so
to.
campy. You have to.
All right.
Don't make me drink alone. Don't make me drink alone.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
You know what? I do think maybe I've had this Halloween costume open on my browser for probably since November. It's a Whitney Houston Queen of the Night costume, and I was gonna buy it, but it says it's been sold out now for months, and so if it is, I'm gonna go with Ma.
Okay.
Please, this is the year. The fact that she's had a resurgence,
Yeah,
this is the year to do Ma for Halloween.
and I
You
think
have been saying it for years.
I think I still have that email too, Kelvin, that you sent where you did all the research for the
Yes.
wigs and the nurse's outfit and the cardigan.
Yes.
So this may be the year.
Yeah.
It's gonna be Ma Halloween 2025.
Oh my Yes.
Kelvin, how can people find you on social media?
Please feel free to follow me at Kelvin Live. KELB as in boy, IN. Live.
Holly?
Radio Holly on Instagram and TikTok, and those are really the biggest ones.
You can find me on TikTok and Instagram at Miguel Fuller. Please interact with my stuff. I don't mind begging you. I've been producing new content every day.
Yes.
Good for you. It's exhausting.
But I think I'm discovering my groove.
Oh, good.
I think I'm finding my lane. I'm still like honing down on what exactly it is that I'm doing, but I think I've just hit a sweet spot. So more to come.
Good.
All right.
Got
Holly,
it.
we'll see you all Sunday for the Sunday sessions, and then we'll see you back here